Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of the Nerdpocalypse Podcast. I'm your host, Jay. I'm here with my co-host, Micah.
Hello.
All right, guys, we're back. There is some news to talk about this week. A little bit light, but we're going to make it happen. All right, let's jump right in. I watched the first episode of We Own the City. This is obviously the new David Simon production. It takes place in my glorious city of Baltimore, Maryland. About the gun trace program. Micah, you had watched a couple episodes. You really enjoyed it so far, right?
Yeah, I'm one episode behind, but I have I enjoy it. I enjoy stories about Baltimore, positive or negative, and most of the good ones are negative, unfortunately. But yeah, no, solid performances all the way around. A little too much Baltimore, like nobody wears a Baltimore Blast shirt. Like,
right. Yeah. I noticed that. I'm like, we got it. We're from Baltimore. We know, like nobody wears that. Right. I've quite literally never seen, except for maybe a kid like 25 years ago wearing a Baltimore Blast shirt. Like that's crazy.
Funny because that shirt looked like it was from a kid from 25 years.
Yeah, it was like mad small on that guy. I'm like, yeah, what are you doing? So look, I'm a huge fan of The Wire. I was just telling my nephew who is not from this area, like he had never watched The Wire. I was literally telling him today. He was like, "Is that any good?" I was like, "It's maybe the best show that's ever been on television." Like he was like, "Okay, can I borrow your HBO login?" I was like, "Yes." Like, are you kidding me? Go watch this right now. So look, I think it's excellent. I've only seen the first episode, but I think it's excellent. Yo, look, getting John Barenthal, who grew up in D.C., to play this cop, Wayne Jenkins, is perfect casting. One, he looks like a corrupt cop if I've ever seen one. Like as far as
John Barenthal just got a villain face, yo.
He does.
Like, he can never be a hero. He can never be a hero. The closest he's ever been to being a hero was a deranged gun-toting vigilante. That's it.
The only other character he could play as far as like a hero type role would be Wolverine, because that would also work. I'd be like, yeah, all right, that makes sense. But because he's barely a hero as it is, right? Heroes don't just carry stabbing knives on their hands. So it's a bit weird of a power. So yeah, I think he's really good. Like he's got the accent down. Like he's got the accent like fucking Dead to Rights. It's pretty perfect. Sometimes it gets a little over the top, but like,
it's
like, but if you go to certain parts of Baltimore, is it that over the top? Like, it's not.
Like if you go to South Baltimore, then like, yeah, all right, I get it. But at the same time, it's like
his character. I don't know where his character is from, but if you told me it was Dundalk or Essex, I would 100% believe it.
Right.
I would actually have a hard time believing he was from anywhere else. So yeah, it does work. And I like that Simon, I assume David Simon had a lot to do with the casting. I like the fact that he took people who played criminals in The Wire and made them cops in this. I think that's kind of cool. Like that's just kind of a fun, like behind the scenes kind of thing. And it's just kind of cool to see other people, like the people from The Wire that you remember. You're like, oh, there is, there's Marlowe or whatever. Like that's kind of fun. But I also I like the story in which in the way that they're telling it, right? Like they're doing this good job of sort of building up like not only the corruption of the cops, but like also the cops in the county and how they see Baltimore City Police and stuff like that. That's kind of interesting. And it's not focused on the criminals necessarily as like hard characters. It's really focused on sort of the intra corruption of the police force, which I think is fascinating. And it's also really nice. I mean, as a Baltimorean, it's nice to like see places that I was like, I know that place. That place is right off of Kirk Avenue. Like I know that place. I know where that place is. The place where their police station is, that's a school at the end of the street that my grandmother used to live on. I know exactly where it is. Like, yo, I went to summer camp there. Like I know. I recognize that.
I wonder why they didn't use the real police station. I wonder why they didn't use the real police station in Baltimore City. I wonder why they didn't use the real police station that's directly across the street from where the whores prostitute themselves.
Yeah, it's a bit weird. It's a bit weird.
It's fucking odd, yo. Yeah. It's weird. And then, oh yeah, by the way, City Hall's around the corner. What the fuck?
Yeah, you get all of your criminal element, like all right there. It's fucking political crime, eating dick for cash crime, and then like general shitty cop crime. But it's fascinating. It's a fascinating show. Like I watched the first episode, I was like, I gotta stop. Like this I'll watch with my wife. Like she wants to see it, obviously. So it's just kind of cool. Like but I think it's good so far. I think the acting is great. I don't remember the woman's name, so I apologize. The woman who was in, she was the sister in that, that horror show?
Masaku.
Thank you.
Masaku.
I think she's great in this. I really, really like her in this. And I like that she's showing up in a lot more things too, which is dope. Like she was good in Loki as well.
She's like, what the fuck is going on in Baltimore? Which is like, literally everybody's question. You see the woman they had playing SRB?
Yeah.
It's like, yo.
All right. There's a bit of an upgrade. All right.
She looks a lot better now. Like whatever she was doing corrupt, she used it to chisel down that jaw and lose a lot of weight. That's what she did.
Well, I don't care about that. Her face. I mean, she did look like Terrell Suggs.
One looked like Terrell Suggs, and then another looked like an Instagram thought. Like, what the
like, what is happening? Which way are you going? But yeah, we own the city was good, man. It's good so far. I'm excited to catch up. It's not on the docket, but I finished the first season of Tokyo Vice. Excellent ending. Excellent. So if you're watching,
I gotta get back into that. I watched the first 5 episodes. I gotta get back into it.
Yeah, the last 3 are really strong episodes.
I started watching very briefly. I started watching season 4 of Drive to Survive. I've never seen any of it, and no one has told me that this is a good show. Something that I should watch.
Yeah, no, I can believe that.
Not Brad, nobody.
It's really mention. I don't even get a mention.
It's really good. I was surprised at how much I'm like enjoying the drama of it all.
How far are you?
I've only watched the first like 3 or 4 episodes. Okay. I don't know how many there are, but I've only watched the first 3 or 4 episodes.
I think there's 2.
I kind of know what's happening because Brad like talked about it while it was happening in real time. Mm-hmm. Before the documentary came out, because Brad likes anything that's American. Brad refuses to like, and then anything that is not American, at least sports wise, Brad has encyclopedic knowledge of it.
Yeah, he's an anti-American snob.
He is. He's you know what? Which nowadays I get it.
Is it that crazy of a perspective?
But no, it's really good. My wife came down here when I was between shows, and she saw Formula One, and she said, "Is that the thing with Lewis Hamilton?" I'm like, "Of course you know."
She only knows Lewis Hamilton
because Lewis Hamilton is black.
Yeah, that's correct. Well, and
I like him. I was like, "Yeah, I bet."
Right. Turn this off. You know what? I hate this show now. No, the funny thing is, like in the first season, Lewis Hamilton's not in it, right? Because there was only a few of the companies that would allow Netflix to gain access to them behind the scenes. Yeah. And like Red Bull was like the main story of the first one, the first season. And after they saw the popularity of the show and like how well it was received and everything else, then all the other teams opened up to Netflix. And then like from season 2 to season up into season 4, like they jump around a lot more, which is really cool because you get like a real insight of everything that's happening. And the Mercedes team, like what's happening to them internally is like really fascinating. So yeah, cool. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I'm very interested to hear your thoughts at the end of the season because like shit goes down and you're like, yo, what the fuck?
I heard some shenanigans went down.
Yeah.
Luckily I have a poor memory, so I can't remember exactly what happened. But Brad was giddy talking about it.
Yeah. I mean, it's what the thing the show does really well is it explains, it knows its audience, right? It knows that it's not for hardcore Formula One people. So he does a good job of explaining like why this decision or this rule or whatever exists and why it matters, right? So you're like super invested in what happens at the end, even though like you don't know what the fuck you're looking at really, but they do a good job of explaining it. So I like the show a lot. I think it's fun. All right, did you watch The Staircase, the movie? Because there's a documentary as well.
So HBO has an 8-part miniseries called The Staircase, and I was not aware that this is actually based on like real life and a real life documentary. I
was going to say, I'm pretty sure HBO has a documentary about it as well.
Netflix has the documentary.
Oh, Netflix does. Okay.
Yeah. So it's a true crime drama about a writer and his wife who was found dead at the bottom of a staircase in their home. And apparently this was like some sort of phenomenon, I guess. I had not heard anything about the actual documentary. And when I found out that it was a document, like my wife was like, "Oh, who is this person? She looks familiar." And I was like, "All right, let me look it up." And then I look it up, and I'm like, "Oh, it basically spoiled it for me." So I said, "All right, well, don't worry about it." But I think that even if you know the story, you will get into this because it's drama, right? It's not a documentary. I've never seen the documentary, but documentaries can be hit or miss. This story seems interesting enough that I think the documentary might hit. But like Colin Firth is playing Michael Peterson, not Michael Peterson playing Michael Peterson. You know what I mean?
That's different. He gonna bring it. He gonna bring his own shit to it.
It is, man. And Colin Firth and Toni Collette are really good in this. Toni Collette plays the wife, and the show is like a dramatization of it, but it also like introduces the fact that a documentary film crew is making a movie based off of it.
Wait, what?
So it's a drama. Like it's a drama. It's a drama, but at the same time, like characters in the drama, not just Michael Peterson and Kathleen Peterson, but like other like characters in the drama, including their family. 2 of the characters are the documentarians documenting the murder. This event that is on Netflix right now.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. It's kind of meta. I'm still trying to see what the relationship is between like why have them at all, because it's not like they're kind of side characters. Like they have parts of the episode carved out to talk about how they are doing in creating this documentary. Like at one point they're like, I don't know, man, I think he's innocent. And the other guy's like, nah, he did that shit, guilty as fuck, right?
Wait. Yo, this is like mad confusing. So do they reference the documentary that they're making as being the particular Netflix documentary, or is just like this general documentary?
No, so the drama, the show is this stuff happening in real time and with flashbacks featuring Toni Collette as Kathleen Peterson to try and
give her
build
more.
You. Yeah, to try and give her more to do. You don't hire Toni Collette to do something like this just for her to, be shown at the bottom of a staircase.
Right. Like, that's crazy.
Like that's ridiculous, right? But it's wild, man, because it's the A story is the murder and the case and the drama between the families, right? The drama between Michael Peterson and the drama between Kathleen Peterson's biological family on her side, right? Like that's the drama. And then you add this third element of this documentary film crew on Michael's, they are trying to film this documentary. And in actuality, like in the back of your head, like, oh yeah, this documentary is actually a thing that is on Netflix.
That's so wild. What a very, very interesting way to do that. Okay.
Yeah. It's really good, man. I'm really enjoying it. I think that I'm enjoying it a lot more because I have not seen the documentary. Mm-hmm. Depending on how this shakes out, maybe I will go see the documentary. Maybe I will watch it. But
that's pretty meta.
Yeah, it is. It is. And look, like I'm assuming this dude did it. I haven't seen the documentary. I'm assuming this dude did it, and I'm trying not to like be aware of who this person is in real life. I assume this dude did it because like, she fell down the stairs and there's blood all over the place, like,
that's not a trip and fall situation.
That's not a trip and fall, like that's not like, but like Colin Firth is just fucking nailing it as like this guy who is trying to come off as like a bunch of like unfortunate coincidences just happen to happen. Like he also was in a relationship with a woman. He was also like in a relationship with a woman who fell down some stairs and
right. I remember hearing that. I was like,
fell down some stairs and died. Like, all right, okay. I mean, like I don't.
Beretta did that shit. Like guilty as charged. Two women fell down the stairs and died. Two. Like how uncommon is that? Like how uncommon is that? People dying for falling down a flight of stairs. Like that's like not even 1 in a million. That's a 1 in a trillion chance. The two women that you were both married to. Go to jail. Come on. You can only pull that murder type once. You can't do it twice.
Yeah. Oh man, come on. You can't, like, first of all, most people can't get away with murder more than once. If most people can't get away with murder, right?
Yeah, one time, right.
If you do it, right, then you gotta like go away for a while. If you don't get caught.
Yeah, you gotta get out of jail free card. Like, it's fine. Just like let's all agree to disagree and you just go away.
Right.
Yeah, you can't double down.
But yeah, man, wild. It's super interesting. I'm very much into it. I wish I hadn't have. I wish I didn't look up a little more information about this, but yeah, I dig it. Colin Firth is fucking killing it.
All
no
right.
pun intended.
Well, we'll find out. So on Netflix, I had this movie sitting in my queue for a long time, and I've been meaning to watch, and I was homesick, as you can tell right now.
You should say that, because I literally did the same thing. I was like, oh shit, Paper Tigers is up. Like, I heard this is really, really good.
So Paper Tigers is so if anybody knows, I can't remember like the character name, but it's like the Kung Fu guys, and it's like they do these like funny little bits. It's like Master Steve or whatever, and he's like always like punching people in the dick or whatever.
Yeah, Master Ken. Yeah,
Master Ken. Right. So he's in it, right? He's one of the characters in it. But the movie is basically about these three kids, like two Asian kids and a black kid, and they get taught kung fu by this guy who's like a cook, right? But he's actually like super talented. And like the movie starts out with that guy being killed like 30 years later, right? And he taught them when they were kids and teenagers. And so they were like once they learned kung fu, they were like told like, listen, you're supposed to use your stuff for good and help people and everything else. And then there's like all this footage of them growing up where they would just like have fights with people for money, like, and just like doing wild shit because like you can't train teenagers, unruly teenagers to like kick ass, and then they don't do it for fun. And so they were like staging fights and shit for money and just embarrass people and shit like that. And they were really good. And then the movie takes place, it like kicks back to 30 years into the future. They show their sensei being killed by somebody. You don't know who it is. And the three guys have kind of like splintered, right? Like they're not they kind of lost touch with each other. Like the main like badass like Asian kid is like, he's like a dad, but he's like kind of a shitty dad. Can't kind of get his life together or whatever. You got the black guy, he runs like an MMA gym. And the other Asian guy is just like, he's gotten like pretty fat and like kind of out of shape and shit like that, right? And so through a series of situations, because of the funeral of their former sensei who died, they kind of all come together trying to figure out who killed him, right? Because he was killed. And then they kind of relearn why they loved Kung Fu as much as they did. And like, they kind of relearn their skills a little bit. It's an ultimate dad movie, right? Like it is like quite literally the guy who's like the kind of the shitty dad. He eventually like kind of learns like the lessons from Kung Fu that he had kind of forgotten, and like becomes a better dad to his son and everything else, and teaches his son at the end and everything else. It's really great. But it's a good dad movie. Like Paper Tigers is pretty fun. Like I thought it was good. It's not great, but it's a good folding laundry movie. Like it is. And I don't mean that in a negative way. But I had a good time with it. So, the guy who plays Master Ken is hilarious because he was kind of like a kid who also did Kung Fu, but always got his ass kicked by these three kids, the three dragons. And like they showed like footage of him when fighting them back in the day. They used to beat the shit out of him, but like he's all jacked now and like he runs a dojo, and they're like, okay, like dude, you clearly are doing steroids. Like what the fuck is going on over here? And he's like, and he refers to himself as Chinese. He's like, as us Chinese people say. And they're like, nigga, no, like you're a white boy, shut up. But it's fun, and like the villain is like kind of a badass, and they have like a pretty decent fight at the end. But it's good. There's some like pretty decent kung fu moments and stuff like that. But Paper Tigers on Netflix, it's a good folding laundry movie. I didn't hate it. I'd like to see more from those guys. I think it'd be pretty fun. All right, let's get into topics.
Apparently, Obi-Wan Kenobi star Hayden Christensen says that fans can expect lightsaber battles similar to the Star Wars prequels. Okay. That's great. This is creeping ever so closely to episode 4, when lightsaber battles were not like the prequels. So that's kind of funny. But maybe it's just because like
that's just
they were
boring.
2 old men.
I mean,
they were 2 old men and they couldn't fucking lift like in my head canon. Sir Alec Guinness is like, I can't lift this fucking lightsaber up, so that's why I'm treating it like a broadsword. Whereas like, in his youth, he was flipping and dipping all over the place.
Yeah, and he actually says something about that. He says, we're more in line with the prequels than we are with how the fights are in the original trilogy. These characters have aged, but not that much yet. Most of my work on the project was in preparation. The physical preparation was intense. I had to put a decent amount of weight and size to fill up the suit. He is 100% a fully realized Vader. I like to hear that.
I'm very curious because a fully realized Vader is what we got at the end of Rogue One. And if I can get that scene, but like in like 4 of these 8 episodes or however many,
yeah, buddy,
yeah, I'm gonna enjoy that. I'm gonna enjoy that a whole lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. He also goes on to say this in a lot of ways is Vader in his prime, but but he's a very complex character, and there's an inherent struggle of identity that's always been present. There's an inner conflict. He's always going to be struggling with the loss of Padme, which is a silly name. He's got Anakin buried deep down inside. There always has to be that element of Anakin there, because he does eventually find redemption at the end through the love of his son, no less. So there has to be a bit of that in him for Luke to be able to access. I get it. Like he's saying all the right things, right?
Yeah.
I'm just super curious how this is going to turn out. Like, I have no doubt that I'm probably really going to like this. But I'm just curious how Vader will be handled. And like I said last time, I'm rooting for Hayden Christensen to get like his big Vader moment. Like, being cast as Darth Vader is like or the character who will eventually be Darth Vader. Like, that's a huge deal, man.
Yeah, it's pretty big. It's pretty big.
I also wonder how they're going to modulate the voice, right? Like, there have been a ton of people who can do Vader. I'm just curious to see what it sounds like. Because you can't. Look, God love James Earl Jones. I don't know if he's still alive. I don't think he is he?
Yes, he is.
He is?
I'm pretty sure he is, yes.
Then he's not. Yeah, he's still alive, man. He's still kicking. He's 91 years old.
Yeah, because remember they killed him. They had a funeral in Coming to America.
Yeah, that's why I was like, did he die for real? Or I can't remember. I couldn't remember because I try to forget a lot about that movie. But yeah, you can't have James Earl Jones do that. Like, he did it in Rogue One, and he sounded like you, right? Like he needed a fucking lozenge.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is my James Earl. This is CNN. See, this is my terrible James Earl Jones. I
mean, it's literally the only good thing about getting sick.
Yeah, your voice sounds cooler. Right, exactly. You can't work out. Feel like shit. Yeah, it's awesome. I love it. Yeah, look, this is. I'm pretty psyched for this. I have to say. And I'm kind of happy that the lightsaber fighting is more in line with the prequels. I mean, it's just more exciting visually.
Yeah, it's never going back to what it was in episode 4. Like that whole like, well, I want the lightsabers to feel like broadswords because these are like knights. Like, nah, yo, like nobody likes that shit.
Also, like, that doesn't make any sense.
Right.
Light's not heavy.
Is light heavy? I mean, like,
it is if you put it through a crystal. Shut up, George. Shut up, you fucking nerd. No, it's not.
I mean, look, light might be heavy. As far as I know, light doesn't stop either, right? But
yeah, no, it doesn't have an end point.
Right. And I get the whole like, oh, well, it's actually a chainsaw. Like, nah, yo, it's not. It's not a fucking chainsaw of light. Light doesn't bend and refract in on itself without fucking help. So no, it's not. So maybe it is. Maybe it's heavy. I don't know. But you're a young man. You should be strong enough to fucking whip that shit around.
Yeah. Grow stronger. So yeah, okay. I'm all in, man. Sounds good to me.
Next up, Christopher Walken is joining Dune Part 2. Denis Villeneuve has enlisted legendary Christopher Walken for a key role in the upcoming Dune sequel. He was in Batman Returns. That's right. They were like, Batman Returns. I'm like, what the fuck?
He was like the mayor or whatever. It was fucking weird.
No, because
he was like an advisor.
Shrek. Yeah, he was Maxwell Shrek, right? He's the guy that killed Selena Kyle. Pushed her out a window.
Yes, that's right. That's right. Oh, God. It's not a great movie.
He's going to play Emperor Shaddam IV, father of Princess Urulan. Look, this movie is really good, but I don't I'm not into the lore. Like, I will be into it while I'm watching it, but other than that, I'm not gonna. This is not how I like my future. I like my future like glossy and with a lot of light
Yes.
and
Your
and
douchey
energy.
army. Like your military douche future. Your Halo,
that's what
Halo future.
I like. Yeah, I like stuff like that. I like stuff like that. I don't like, dystopian futures where you have to recycle your own spit and your sweat and your piss just to live. Nah, man.
I mean, I'm sad to hear that because that is our future in reality. Like,
I know. That's why I don't like it.
Yeah,
like, I don't want it to happen.
I get it.
God damn it.
Sad.
A recently released synopsis states Part 2 will focus on Paul assembling a massive army of freemen to combat the ruthless Harkonnen as he essentially becomes a mythical messiah figure to the inhabitants of Arkansas. Whatever you said.
Baltimore education right there.
Florence Pugh is going to be in it.
That's cool.
She's going to be the Emperor's daughter. Austin Butler, who is in Elvis, which I didn't know that was a movie coming out.
That's a Baz Luhrmann. It's like a Baz Luhrmann thing, I think.
I don't care. I don't really give a shit about Elvis.
I don't care about Elvis or a Baz Luhrmann anything. Sorry. No offense to him, but no thank you.
So yeah, look, it will be very interesting to actually see the second half of the story that was told in the original Dune from Denis Villeneuve. Hopefully it's only 2 parts so that I can, just kind of watch it and be done with it. And we'll see. We'll see. Next up, Dan Stevens reunites with director Adam Wingard on legendary sequel. Come on, Deadline. On Godzilla vs. Kong.
Relax.
2. Yeah, I'm gonna need you to calm down. The first major role to be cast in the upcoming sequel is Dan Stevens. He is set to lead the next installment of Legendary's monster. Okay, all right, I see what they're saying. I thought they were calling Godzilla
Legendary the company.
Legendary, but it's the company Legendary, which is very clever on their part because ain't nobody thinking Godzilla vs. Kong was legendary.
Look, I'm not even gonna. I'm gonna go ahead and close the story because I don't even care because I didn't watch the first movie.
You didn't watch the first movie, man? It was all right.
I saw the clips of like Kong getting his ass stomped out.
Yeah, all you need to do is watch the fights, and that's it. Like, I don't care who's cast in it. This is one of those things where it's just like
humans are irrelevant.
I don't really. Humans are irrelevant. I don't need the human perspective on giant dragon versus giant monkey. I just don't.
Yeah, like, I don't care. I don't.
Like, who cares?
The funny thing is, I don't care about this franchise at all. Like, I don't care about giant anything. Like, I just don't. Like, I saw Kong Skull Island, and I was like, this movie's not good. And they were like, this guy's gonna bring 2 of these assholes together, and I was like, I don't give a shit.
The Godzilla versus Kong, like the human perspective in Godzilla versus Kong, is like having the ring announcer's perspective in a wrestling match. Who gives a
right? Hey guys, I don't know. It's getting a little crazy out there. Like, yeah, shut up, Mean Gene, or whoever the fuck is out there. Like
who
no, it's not even the ring announcer. It's like the ring girl. Like, get out of the way. Get out of the way. Get out of the way. You show up every once in a while to somebody gives a fuck, but not most people. They don't really care. Yeah, I can't bring myself to give a shit about this franchise. I just can't. And I get it. Like, they're trying to like give it like real lore and stuff like that. And I respect that. I just don't give a fuck. I just don't care.
Yeah, I want to catch the highlights. I do want to catch the highlights. The highlights were fun, right? Like they are worth actually watching.
Yeah, when I saw the monkey jump off of the boat, was like, oh shit! Like, I was like, all right.
He did the fucking Die Hard jump. Yo.
Yeah,
he jumped off that bitch like he was Nakatomi.
Yeah, I'm like, him jumping off the ship would have sunk the ship. Like, it would have pushed that shit to the bottom of the ocean. They were like, nah, it's fine. Don't worry about physics. And I'm like, I watch Fast and Furious movies, so like I can't get that mad.
How were they on it to begin with? But all right, whatever.
It's a powerful ship to carry a giant ape. You know what? All right, that's cool. Whatever. Fuck it. So good, good on Dan Stevens. He was on Legion, so good for him.
Apparently, Ben Savage is a savage, according to a story that I just opened here on Deadline.
I saw that.
He's been fired the Wonder Years.
Yep.
That's a shame. But you don't want to be a savage. You want your balls nice and trim. And the only way to do that is by Manscaped. Manscaped is the best men's below the waist. Manscaped is the best in men's below the waist grooming. Their products are precision engineered tools for your family jewels. Manscaped's performance.
That's a good line. That's a good line.
Manscaped's performance package, the ultimate men's hygiene bundle, has been purchased by over 4 million men worldwide. We have an offer for you when you go to manscaped.com. Type in the code Those Nerds. When you do, you get 20% off and free worldwide shipping. That's manscaped.com/Those Nerds. Look, it comes with a lot, but the biggest, like the star of the show is the Lawnmower 4.0. It's waterproof. It's got a 4,000 Kelvin LED spotlight. 4,000 Kelvin is about this for those of you watching on video. So it is bright. It is bright so that, when you're kind of down there trying to move and shake and figure all this shit around, you'll be able to see. If you're like me,
you're going to want a guiding light.
If you're like me, you'll be able to see all the gray hairs that you have on your balls. That's right. You get gray hairs down there before you get them here and here. It's a little known fact, folks.
I got gray coming in here. I don't have any gray on my balls. That's
I don't believe you. You don't have any gray on your balls because you use the Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer.
That's also true.
That's what. It also includes the Weed Whacker nose and hair trimmer. Like I said, it's waterproof. It's got skin safe technology, which helps reduce nicks, snags, and tugs. Those are not the kind of tugs you want on your balls. Trust me. No. And then they have the Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant and Crop Reviver Ball Toner to change the way you approach your hygiene routine. And it actually smells pretty good. So go to Manscaped. Go to manscaped.com and type in the code Those Nerds for 20% off and free worldwide shipping.
There you go. All right. Quantum Leap. Did you ever watch that back in the day?
I was about to do the line. You know what line?
No, I don't, actually.
You don't know what line? When he leaps into a certain someone,
yes, okay.
And he looks in the mirror,
yes.
And he says, "I'm retarded."
Question mark? It's one of the wildest things. Like, it just goes to show you the time of like when that show is accepted. Like,
I was like, "What the fuck?" I'm not laughing. I'm just like.
It's just making fun of the show. It's just wild.
Yeah, it's making fun of the show, man. It's like it's a
he leaps into someone who has Down syndrome, looks in the mirror and says, "I'm retarded." It's just like, yo, who wrote this? Who wrote it? Who wrote it? Who wrote this? This is wildly unacceptable. I loved Quantum Leap back in the day, man. That was a good show. That was a really good show.
It was a cool idea, man. It was also an idea that like I had never heard of, and I don't think I've ever heard of again. Right? Like I'm surprised that it's taken this long to come back. My issue is that NBC tends to overproduce things.
100%.
And I'm just worried that NBC is going to overthink it, especially in the climate that we live in now. Like, how are you going to do? You know what I mean? Like, are you going to leap into a bigot and then try to like change his ways? Right.
But that happened on the show. Like, that's why that show is actually like wildly kind of like progressive. So like maybe like you could do that. I mean, one of the best episodes of that show, I think maybe it was like a 2-part episode, is he leaped into Lee Harvey Oswald's body right before the assassination of JFK, which was really wild. And then he like leaps out of his body, I think like right as it's about to happen, and then like leaps into like a Secret Service person who's like in the car with Kennedy, right? And he misses by like seconds or something to save him. So
in poor taste.
What's that?
Is that in poor taste? Something like that? Changing history like that?
No, he didn't save him.
Oh, he didn't save him.
No,
okay.
he leaped like seconds too late. Yeah, that would be poor taste if they changed it, I think. Like it's an interesting premise for a show. Like, okay, let me speak to young people who've never heard of Quantum Leap. The premise was, in the future, this doctor, Dr. Sam Beckett, invented this machine that like he could then leap into the bodies of other people and control them, right? Like fully become them. And like each episode was kind of not a monster of the week, but it was like adventure of the week, where he would leap from one character to a different person. And it was like all over the place. Sometimes it was like in the 70s, sometimes it was in the 40s, sometimes it was, like whenever, black, white, woman, man, having Down syndrome, for instance, on that one episode. I think at one time, maybe even like a dog, like, which is like kind of weird. So like, and then he was kind of like going and helping people, right? Like, changing their perspective or something like that. Like, it's actually a pretty wholesome show, but it had like the sci-fi element, and he kind of got stuck in this device where he would just leap uncontrollably to these people. And then his only connection back was like this hologram of a guy working back like in his lab with him. Right. And that was his only communication. So, so they're doing a revival. The new series won't be a full reboot. And quote, a new team that has been assembled to restart the Quantum Leap project in the hopes of understanding the mysteries behind the machine and the man who created it 30 years since Sam Beckett stepped into the accelerator and vanished. So, Raymond Lee will star as the new protagonist, Dr. Ben Song, and he'll be joined by blah, 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 a bunch of other people. Ernie Hudson, incidentally, will be on the show.
Ernie, I've still got jacked arms Hudson.
Yeah, for some goddamn reason. The black Ghostbuster for you racists. Okay. I'll check it out.
I'm actually going to check this out. I as much as, I think NBC kind of tries too hard. Quantum Leap is a property that I remember vividly enjoying, and I'm super curious to see how they treat this property in the times that we live in now.
Right? Yeah, like I mean, I got to imagine they're gonna piss people off, but they're definitely gonna have somebody jump into like a MAGA person and like change their perspective.
Yeah, like
they're definitely going to.
You're gonna jump into somebody that was at a January 6th person, you know what I mean? And like, is he gonna try to convince these people to stop and shit? You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, look, if you're not afraid, there's a lot of like really good things you could do, right? You could have this guy jump into the body of somebody. You could do somebody on the right, which is easy, but you could have him do something on the left where they would like figure out a way to talk to someone on the right, right? And like meet consensus, right? It doesn't have to be that somebody lets go of all of their views, but has a consensus, right? Like you could do a lot of work like that, which should be kind of interesting. So if they're going to do stuff like that, it's going to take a level of bravery. And my guess is we're going to get more of my guess is you're going to get more of an Applebee's kind of like middle of the road perspective on most things.
Yeah.
So It should be interesting to see what they do, though. Next up, that 70s show, Carrie's ears are burning. That 70s show original stars closed deal to return for a Netflix sequel.
Except for one of them, the pervert.
No, he's not a pervert, dude. He's a rapist.
Oh.
No,
well,
he's a rapist. No.
I didn't know that. Yeah, I thought it was something sexual, but I didn't know it was that extreme.
No, he's a Scientologist that's like, I think raped multiple women, and basically the Church of Scientology like kind of trying to like cover for him, if I recall. Yeah, Danny Masterson is a real piece of garbage. And the world will be better when he's not around.
I did not know that.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Topher Grace, Mila Kunis, Ashton Kutcher, Lauren Prepon, and Wilmer Veranda will each make guest appearances in the sequel series following the prolonged negotiations. It's going to be called The 90s Show, which picks up which was picked up the series in October. Comedy is set in 1995 and revolves around Leah Foreman, the daughter of Eric and Donna, as she visits her grandparents for the summer and bonds with the new generation of Point Place kids. So, yeah, I think that's pretty cool. Like, I love the 70s show. I think that show was great.
Never watched a single episode of that 70s show, but I understand that everyone really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was really good, man. Like, it was a really, really good show. It was very, very well done. I mean, the fact of the matter is, though, I even enjoyed the 80s show that had a short run. That was it was like a spinoff. It was a spinoff of it. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I think it lasted maybe a season. Like, I actually like that one too. But the 70s show is really good. So, okay, I'm here for it. Look, make sure you go to the nerdpocalypse.com/premium, $5 a month or $50 for the full year. You get the premium slate of our shows, Area of Grievances, No Time to Bleed, The Men with the Golden Tongues, Upstage Conversation, and of course, full episodes of Look Forward, our political podcast. Look, shit's getting crazy. So Look Forward is definitely going to be a show you're going to want to hear, if that's the thing you're into. So again, the nerdpocalypse.com/premium, $5 a month or $50 for the full year. All right. What the fuck, brought to you by JTD.
This, you can tell this isn't in America. Man who works 12 hours a day, 7 days a week is praised as model employee by the company he works for.
Jamaica.
No.
Jamaicans love 15 jobs.
They love 15 jobs. Multiple. They love multiple jobs. They don't like staying at one job for 12 hours.
Yeah, that's fair. This sounds like India to me.
No, this is China.
Yeah.
This is China. Now, I understand why you would be thrown, because man working 12 hours a day, 7 days a week is, that makes sense for China, right? But the thing that doesn't make sense for China is praised as model employee by a company. That doesn't strike me as something that...
they fucked him with him. That's a prank.
Yeah.
Like, get back to work. You feel 12-hour days? You doing this?
No, not every day. 7 days a week. I would pull minimum 12-hour days. Minimum 12-hour days at the United States Patent and Trademark Office. And I know I talk about that shit a lot whenever like work comes up.
It's the worst
but
job
I
ever.
really, really hated it. I really hated it.
Yeah.
It's excellent paying work if you can do it. And I just could not do it. And I can't go into work at 6 a.m. and come out at 9 p.m. I can't do that shit. Like, that's not a job. That's like slavery. And people made fun of me. Oh, you masturbated at work? Of course I did, because I had to fucking prevent myself from going crazy. Wasn't getting it from home because I was at work all the goddamn time.
Yeah, that's not a good job, man. That's a miserable, miserable job.
I hate that fucking job, man. Fuck those people.
Yeah, I remember that was the most miserable you've ever been in your entire life. I was like, wow, I'm watching Micah die in real time. This is awful. Like, This is your, like, if hell exists, it doesn't. But if it does exist, that's your hell, is that you get sent to the patent and trademark office, and you have to work there until God comes back to save you. Like,
no,
you're just there.
I would kill myself. I would kill myself in hell. I don't know how you do that. I would do it. That's how badly I fucking hated that job.
It's like Severance. You just kill yourself and you just wake back up right at the same desk, chain there.
Right.
Welcome back.
It's the closest thing to Severance I can actually.
Yeah, it kind of is. For you, it really definitely is.
It really is. No, I'm not doing this. I'm not that good of an employee, especially now. I don't even want to go into work anymore.
No,
I'm really tired. Like, I was listening to the radio and the DJ was talking about, like, there's a study saying that that there are an abundance of jobs available because people are quitting because they're looking for something that can be that offers them remote work. And I get it, right? Like, if there's one thing that this pandemic has shown, it's shown that businesses, large businesses are gonna be all right if we work from home. And if you don't have that luxury, I understand. I'm not trying to, like, be a dick about it, but, like, it's fucking great.
Yes.
And there's literally no excuse at this point for any business that can have employees operate remotely. There's no reason for them not to do it. And I understand some people don't want to do it. Like, there are some people who went to work at my job straight through, didn't care, didn't get COVID. Like, and they just, like, because that's what they want to do. And that's fine.
Look, some people don't like being home.
Right. I get it.
I'm
but
not one
at the same time, like, nah, it should be an option for every employee.
Yep. It should be.
I am pro work choice.
Yeah, I bet. Well, it's so funny because my wife just got this new position, and they emailed her and they're like, "Hey, would you be willing? Are you going to be okay with working remotely?" And she was like, "Willing?" She was like, "I was about to ask y'all, like, negotiating contracts. Like, I'm coming in. The fuck? Like, sometimes you come in for a meeting or whatever, but, like, 99% of the time you be working from home." Yeah. No, that's okay. No, I work at home 3 days a week. If I can make it 5 days a week, I would.
My wife hasn't been in the office. When did the pandemic start? 2020? My wife hasn't been in the office since 2020. She's been working from home for damn near 2 years, yo.
Yeah.
Like, and she ain't going back no time soon now.
No.
Right? Like, she might have to go back. Once her maternity leave is up in a few months. But that's it. It'll be the first. She switched positions
in the pandemic.
Through the pandemic.
That's crazy.
Working from home.
But your wife's job does not require her to be in office.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't. Like,
it
so
really
why?
doesn't.
Like I feel like a lot of people are just like, come into office and we can just, like, get a look at you. No, fuck off.
That's why you got teams.
Don't you miss your work family? We're not family. We're not
Right.
We're not a family. I've been trying to apply to other families the whole time. Like, no, we're not a family. Knock it off. Yeah, it's the idea of me going back into the office full time feels like my personal hell. Like, every time I walk in there, I get a headache. My body is like, "What are you doing in here? Go home. Go home. Go home." I wake up, I take my kid to daycare, everything is fine. I come back, I start my day, I check my email, then I get on the bike for 30 minutes. Right? Then I go back, I check my email, and I work, and then I do my other shit that I got to do during the day. I don't get to do that when I go in the office. Like, nah, fuck that. Get out of here. No. Is the work getting done? Yep. Then shut the fuck up. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. My story. Identical triplets dating the same man spark controversy. Uh-oh. 3 sisters who happen to be identical triplets are reportedly dating and planning to marry the same man. His name is, you know what? I can't give his name. Who claims to have the 3 partners is, he says it's no big deal.
Is his name Dr. Umar Johnson?
I mean, his name is Big Man Steve-O. Kate, Eve, and Mary, 3 sisters known as the Comrade Triplets, have been making news in their native country over the last couple of weeks, ever since they first revealed that they're all dating the same man because they're a bunch of freaks.
Was it Russia? The Comrade Triplets?
It's Kenya.
Kenya? What? Why are the Comrade Triplets in Kenya? All right.
I don't know.
So I was close. His name is Dr. Umar Johnson. I was close.
The Comrade Triplets have devised a dating schedule to keep everyone happy.
Yo, this the dude?
Yeah, it's the dude. He's apparently a YouTube guy. She says, one of them said, I used to watch him on YouTube, and one day I told my sister, Mary, about him. She admitted to having a crush on him, and when she showed him to our sister Eve, we realized she likes him too.
Yeah, that's weird, yo. Sorry. That's just kind of weird. Like, that's
right,
too close.
I'm gonna be mean.
To I'm too close to
it is mean, or it is too close to incest. Now these 3 women share one brain cell. Okay, as far as I'm concerned, these 3 women are dumb. They're dumb. They're dumb.
They're like that meme of the Hydra, where but they're all like this one.
Yeah, right. Like they're all 3 of them. That. No, yeah, they're dumb. Like, yo, come on. You saw this dude on YouTube. Like, come on, stop it. I tend to believe that my love was not meant for one girl. Okay, nigga. And I was born. And I was born a poly person. I think they like polyamorous, or it's just polygamous. A polygamous person that everyone knows. I'm always honest and faithful, and my exes. That doesn't make sense. I'm always honest and faithful, and my exes had left because I told them I wanted to add one more. I don't want to cheat. I want to add, and coincidentally, blessings just came my way when I wanted them.
Yo, they sisters, yo.
Yo, I could see, and I'm not cool with it, but like I could at least understand if they were 3 separate women who didn't have any relation to each other. And a sister,
yeah, like that's fine. That's that. I mean,
that's you doing you.
Know, whatever floats your boat, right? Whatever floats your boat, right? I me myself personally, I'm way too insecure to be sharing someone.
No,
but they sisters, yo. Like that don't creep you out when like the girl that's kissing the other girl they look exactly alike.
No, I don't think that. I don't think they're all getting it on together.
No, I think
I don't think that's what's happening.
Nope. You think he ain't gonna float that out there? You think he ain't gonna float that out there?
No, I'm not saying he's not. I'm not saying my man Big Man Steve-O. It's not gonna.
It's me, Big Man Steve-O. It's my birthday.
I can see it, but I'm just going by what seems to be happening now. But like, okay, even if they're not all together, like in the one gross communal bed, like juices, my nigga, like, yo, you don't need those juices mixing, yo. That's not cool. Like, this is wrong. Like that, nah, yo, go to jail. Like, that's not cool. No, I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
every one of these videos, they all taking pictures together. They all taking pictures. They're not taking one picture at a time, and then I'm gonna take a picture, and then the Peter 1 ain't taking a picture, and then Peter 2 ain't taking a picture, and then Peter 3 taking a picture.
Peter 3.
They all taking a picture. All right, they all taking a picture at the same damn time. Of course, and look at the big ass cheesy ass grin he got. Yeah, nah, all three.
You thinking they're tripling up on this guy?
Yes. And
no way.
That's exactly what they're doing.
Nah, not my man, Big Man Steve-O.
Yeah, that's how you become the big man.
Apparently. Wow, that is crazy. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry, we skipped a story in topics.
I thought you wanted to skip it.
No, I apologize. Just cut back. Jack Ryan is going to end after season 4. Sad. However,
yeah, that is sad. I like John Krasinski's Jack Ryan.
Yeah,
I like that show. It's really good, man.
It is very good. But however, the potential spinoff from this show is going to be starring Michael Pena's character, who will be introduced in this third upcoming season. So I guess they cut the idea of that Michael B. Jordan vehicle without remorse. I don't think so though. Oh, also, I hate that joke. That's terrible. I hate you for that.
I did it on purpose to show you that all of you people who do stuff like that, it's not funny.
That sounds like something written by the New York Post. It would be awful. But there's rumor that Michael Pena is going to play Domingo Ding Chavez, who is a character in that universe, right? If you've ever seen, I think it's Clear and Present Danger. Ding Chavez is like a sniper, but he's also the executive officer of Rainbow Six. So if they're building out this universe, all right, you give me 4 seasons of Jack Ryan, I'm cool with that. You introduce Ding Chavez in this. Well, Michael B. Jordan's character, I forget his name, he's also a part of Rainbow Six. Like you could be building. You could either.
They pretty much just said the next movie is next time you see me is going to be Rainbow Six.
Yeah,
like they pretty much said it to that mid movie.
So look, if that's what you're building to, like I think it would be kind of cool to like do the 4 seasons of Jack Ryan, get at least 1 season of this show with Domingo Chavez in it, and do a Rainbow Six movie with all 3 of the main characters from those shows. I think that'd be kind of fun.
Yeah, that'd be super fun. Like Jack Ryan's so good, I might rewatch it.
I'm thinking about rewatching the 2nd season, man. I really enjoyed it. 2nd season was off the fucking hook. Like it was off the hook. But yeah, so look, I love anything Jack Ryan I will watch. So I'm bummed that it's ending after 4 seasons, but I'm excited to see what they're going to do with Michael Pena if Domingo Chavez is the character he's playing. That would be dope. Because that guy's like there's no, it's not a lot of, it's a lot less like political intrigue and just like straight up like that dude was a sniper. Like he's a badass. So, okay. Yeah, it's fine for me. All right. Trailers this week. Crimes of the Future. That's the first one up. This is Cronenberg's latest. Look, David Cronenberg is a son of a bitch, and he likes to gross people out. David Cronenberg,
mission accomplished.
He says about his new movie, Crime of the Future, David Cronenberg says that he is preparing for people to walk out.
I almost turned this goddamn trailer off, yo. Like, like I don't mind a little bit of body horror, but like this is the guy that like fucking made that shit popular. Like I can deal with a little bit of it, yo. But like, there's one scene in this trailer where the woman cuts the body open and starts to make out with it. Like, oh my god, yo! Like I can't. It's. Yeah.
So So apparently this is about a future in which pain doesn't exist anymore. So how people deal with that as they're sort of exploring that. Interesting. That's the same title as another movie that he did. So yeah, okay. It looks twisted as fuck. And look, it's David Cronenberg. I'm not sure that I'm going to be rushing out. Yeah, that scene.
Right there.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm rushing out to see this. But I definitely am interested to see what he does.
I gotta be in a real specific mood, and I'm I don't mind like horror films, like in terms of like I didn't mind Hostel and Saw and shit like that, like
yeah, of course,
like blood and guts and shit. But like, there's just something about like body modification and
it's
like,
very disturbing, man. Like it really
wild,
is. Man. And like
Jesus.
the problem with Cronenberg is he's really, really good at this. So it's like really awful. You know, like he's really gonna sort of push the limits of your the creep factor. So okay. That's totally fine by me. Next up is Netflix's Resident Evil movie. Mikey, you're a huge Resident Evil guy, right? Like you've played all the games and stuff like that. What do you think of this show?
I've played enough of the games. Resident Evil. First of all, I've always hated the name Resident Evil. I've always preferred the Japanese name, which is Biohazard, because one, that's a badass name, and two, that's what it is, right?
Right.
Resident Evil just sounds fucking stupid. I'm not into this. The only reason that I would consider watching another trailer is because Lance Reddick is in it, and he's playing Wesker. And Wesker is just like Wesker, especially by like the end of 6. Wesker is just comically evil. Like he's comically evil. Like he fought Chris in a volcano, for God's sakes. Like he's comically evil. And I would love to see this dude be comically evil. But I don't know if is this a movie or is this like a television series?
I want to say it's a series.
Like if somebody watches this and tells me that Lance Reddick becomes like batshit crazy at the end of it.
Oh yeah, okay, I'm gonna watch it.
Then I'm gonna watch it. Okay, yeah. but I'm until someone tells me that I'm not going to give this time of day.
Okay, that's fair. Next up is Hustle. This is the new Adam Sandler movie about him being a recruiter for the Philadelphia 76ers. And he's kind of like, he's been doing it for a long time. And he finally finds someone that he really is excited about. It's this young guy from Spain. And he tries to like basically bring him into the NBA, and his boss is trying to kind of screw him and everything else. And this is also produced by LeBron James, which is interesting. I think this looks great. What are your thoughts?
This look, I have never been a huge Adam Sandler fan when it comes to his comedy. I feel like his comedy is okay, but like, his comedy like it's fine. Take it or leave it. I'm gonna leave it, right? Adam Sandler, the dramatic actor, is amazing to me.
Yeah, he is.
And and this looks great because I think he's a huge basketball guy too.
Oh yeah, huge. He plays all the time.
Because stereotypes, right? Like Jewish people love basketball. I think because a Jewish man invented basketball. That might not be why they like it, but like stereotypes is just
it's in their blood. Oh my God.
It's in their blood, right? It's in their blood. And you can tell that Adam Sandler is like super into this role.
Yeah.
Just in the performance that he's giving here, just in the trailer. So yeah, man, I'm super excited for this. This is of the trailers that we've talked about. This is the one that I'm setting time for because I think this is dope.
This is like June 8th, I think.
Yeah, this is June 8th. So it's right
I'm gonna watch
corner.
the shit out of this.
It's a easy 85 minutes.
Oh, done and done.
Right in time for the NBA Finals.
Oh shit! Okay.
Yeah, come on, man. Come on. I'm watching this, man. This looks really good.
Yeah, I think it does. And it like, you know, everything aside, you know, it's also a very well done trailer. Like, it's a really, really well done trailer. Look, we were talking offline. Look, you can't beat a sports movie, man. Like that like underdog sports movie story, impossible to beat. Like, you can't. For me, even being a person who is not into like sports like that, you know, like Brad, I'm a anti-American snob when it comes to sports. But when it comes to those kind of things, it still super works, right? Like that story just works. And yeah, I'm all in. And I agree with you. Like, I think his dramatic turn as an actor is criminally underrated. Like, Uncut Gems was amazing. And he's had a number of things. Like, he did a movie, or I guess it was a movie with Ben Stiller and I forget who played his dad. A number of years ago on Netflix as well, which was phenomenal. And it was just like, he was just playing this like kind of considered the loser son of the sons of Dustin Hoffman was his father. And like, he just played it so well. And it wasn't a comedy role. He was just being this very serious guy who was just kind of like a loser, and being often taken advantage of. But like, he can bring it. I wish he would do more stuff like this than the stupid stuff. Like, and I know in his career, he's certainly done more of that now, but I would have loved to see him do more of that from the jump. Right. Cause like the guy, like, I wish he had switched over maybe 10 years ago to just doing stuff like that. Like, Steve Carell made the switch over to drama at the exact right time in his career, right? Coming off The Office, everybody loves Steve Carell. And he was like, you know, let me show you what I can really do. And people were like, oh shit, Steve Carell is actually kind of an amazing dramatic actor. Like, he didn't wait too long. So, it's cool to see Sandler doing it though. Like, his dramatic work, I'll watch it. You tell me he's doing something, yeah, like, absolutely, which is wild to say. Last but not least.
Oh, I totally forgot about this.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, you fucking asshole, you did. Avatar: The Way of the Water. Here we go. The best
Avatar: Wade in the Water.
The best video game cutscene you've seen in 12 years.
Making a new Avatar video game. They're making a video game based on the Avatar franchise.
Is this it? Is this the trailer for that game? Because this looks like the trailer for this looks like what's the game with the redhead, like, where she's like fighting robot dinosaurs and shit?
Horizon.
Yeah, this looks like Horizon Zero Dawn 3, like, where they make it into a different area. This trailer does nothing for me. Nothing.
So I watched this on the big screen. It played before Doctor Strange, and you know, in terms of visuals, it doesn't look that different from the original Avatar.
No.
Which was, what, a decade ago?
12 years ago.
12 years ago. Which either says that, you know, the original Avatar back in like 2009 or 2010, whatever it was, that movie still holds up, or or it means that this movie isn't like kind of taking advantage of new technologies or whatever.
Right.
And I refuse to believe that, right? It's James Cameron, right? Like some shit is gonna pop off. So I say all that to say that it looks impressive. I did not see Doctor Strange in 3D, so I didn't get a chance to see this trailer in 3D. I'm just not into this world. Like I don't, and I'm very curious to see, like, to take a consensus of people to see if they are into it.
Spoiler alert, I did. They're not. They're not. Not American audiences, man. Like there is a there's like this, there was an article, it was like, Avatar received like 140 million views like in its first day, because I was trying to compare it, like how did it do versus like Doctor Strange, like right, where's the excitement? And so I had gone on YouTube and I just looked up the trailer and looked at the first major few versions of it, right? Because it's going to be like IGN, it's going to be Warner Brothers, or not Warner Brothers, Disney, and so on and so forth, right? And I just did like a rough estimate. It was like 25 million views, like on the American ones, but it has 140 million views in clearly foreign markets, right? Like that's the vast majority of those are in foreign markets. So it will probably do extremely well in China if it's released there, but I just do not imagine it's going to do nearly the same amount of like popularity in the United States. I just don't think so.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I think that once the marketing
going off of that, which is obviously,
I think once the marketing machine really gets going for this,
that's true.
You're going to be inundated with nothing but Avatar all over the place. James Cameron is going to will this thing into your consciousness and make you see it. Look, it's already working, right? I'm not saying I'm not going to see this movie.
No, I'm going to see it.
I'm saying, I don't know what I'm saying.
I'm not impressed by the trailer.
I haven't been impressed with the trailer. And this is like the teaser trailer, right? Like this is supposed to get you like, oh shit, Avatar coming. Like, right? Like, but it just doesn't do anything for me. I just think this world is kind of lame, yo. Like,
yeah, it feels kind of lame.
I don't like the Na'vi. I don't like their look. I don't really care about their plight. I don't know, man. I don't know.
I mean, for me, we're looking at this movie in a time like in 2009 or what have you, like the MCU hadn't popped off, right? It's hard for me to get super interested in this when you have like the MCU that's like this massive big state, right? And like things are, really, really going, and like you get these like super interesting movies and everything else. Like the original Avatar didn't have to compete with that. Like it didn't have to compete with any of that. And so I'm interested to see what happens when he really drops this thing. I think it's like December. Like, are people really going to rush out to see this? I don't know.
I think they are.
Yeah, we'll see.
Part of I agree with you, but part of my but I am predisposed to like the stuff that the MCU has kind of put out. Like I'm way more interested in the next DC property than I am this. But again, I'm predisposed to kind of like that stuff.
Sure.
There is
don't
something.
Get me wrong. Avatar is going to do well. I'm just curious as to what that means.
There is something to like. There is something to this in that, like, hey, this is an original property. This is, which is something that you don't really see a lot of nowadays.
Right.
It's a James Cameron sequel. James Cameron sequels, I mean, they tend to be really good.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, that's fair. No doubt about
that. So I'm not completely writing this thing off, but the first trailer just didn't do it for me. That's
Yeah.
all.
Yeah, I just
Like I'm super curious to see like on a filmmaking, technical filmmaking level. That is what I am interested in. Much
Right.
like the first Avatar, like
Yeah.
everyone was touting the 3D, and look, that 3D was amazing. Like it was.
It's the best 3D we've ever seen. There is no credible argument against that, in my opinion. There's not. But like,
So, see.
you know, people are making, you know, they're making the point that Avatar got more trailer views. It got 148 million trailer views in 24 hours, which is more than Star Wars Rise of Skywalker got, right? Okay. All right. Like, that's cool. You know what got more views than that? Fast and Furious 9. Right? You know what I mean? Like, it's not that it doesn't mean anything, but if you're talking about what it translates into, if you're trying to like do a 1-for-1, what does it translate into? 140, or like Rise of Skywalker had less views than Avatar. Rise of Skywalker only made $1 billion. I mean, not that $1 billion is nothing, but like if you're comparing it to what Avatar 1 made, it's less than half, right? So it'll be interesting to see where they stake success. I think anything over $1 billion is a massive success for them, because it's like, how much does this fucking movie even cost, right? But I don't think I will be interested. My biggest thing is I will be interested to see what the numbers look like when they re-release that first movie. That will give you a really good indication of how psyched people are to see it, at least in the US.
Yeah. I'm going to go on record and say that this will be the biggest movie of all time in terms of profit.
Okay.
In terms of like pure money making numbers.
Yeah.
James Cameron is out to beat his record. That's what that wants to do. And I think he's going to beat his record.
Well, I am going to go on record as a contrarian, just so we have something to talk about, and say that he's not going to beat his record. I'm going to go on record and say he's not going to beat Endgame. He's not going to beat Endgame, and he's not going to beat... What's that?
When's the cutoff?
You got 45 days to make it. That's ridiculous. No, that would be fucking nuts. No, they're going to give... I forget how long Avatar's original run is. And that's another thing, right? Like, they giving James Cameron that massive run? Because, like, Avatar 1 had a super long run. It was real long.
They absolutely will, because movies need something. The movie industry as a whole needs something like this to happen for movies, especially now, especially as we come out of the pandemic, or as, we're kind of limping our way to the finish line, hopefully, right? Movies need something to be like, the movies are back, baby. Yeah. Come in. Plus, what movie theaters, you know what AMC does? AMC takes the popular movies that are on their first weekend and they upcharge you. They upcharge you like $1.
Of course.
So that's also going to help, right? Because they didn't do that shit a decade ago.
Yeah.
Right? They're doing it now. Like they'll hide little hidden fees in there. So yeah, I think he's out to beat his record. I think it will be the biggest movie of all time. I think the movie will be a technological marvel, and I think the story is just going to be like, all right, like what am I doing here, yo? I don't give a fuck about these Navi, yo.
Avatar the original ran for 34 weeks. Oof, that's a long run, dude. That's a long run. That's a long run. That's almost half a year. That's more than half a year. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think you're getting a 6-month run, dude. Like, I don't think so. But I guess if you're still making money, you're still making money. Yeah, that's true.
It's making money, it will.
That's a crazy run, though. Like, let's see. Endgame beat it. Like, what was Avengers Endgame? What was what was that theater run? Because, like, I don't think it was 32 weeks. Like, or 34 weeks. Like, that's fucking nuts. So, seems to be a lot of weeks, though. God damn.
It became the highest grossing movie in history, July 21st, 2019, 89 days after 89 days of release, and the second highest grossing movie worldwide 12 days after its initial release. Avatar reclaimed the record in March of 2021 after a release in China. So they released it in China after the fact, just so he could get the record. That's what. See, it's shit like that where I'm like, yo, he's making this
A competition.
just to throw his dick on the table, and two, be the director to have the highest grossing movie of all time.
By the way, but check that out. Endgame beat Avatar after 89 days. That's 12 and a half weeks. It took Avatar 34 weeks to get to where it got. That's how popular Endgame is, by the way. Like, Endgame beat Avatar, but it did it in less than half the time.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So,
problem is, there ain't no Endgame now. There ain't no Endgame now.
No,
there's no... Endgame wasn't just a Marvel movie, right? It was the culmination of a decade's worth of movie going.
Yep.
And ain't no Endgame coming out in December. You know what I mean?
No, there's not.
No Endgame level movies coming out for a good long while.
Yeah.
So
Secret Wars is your only move, right? Like that's the hammer. And look, when you do that, don't go light. You want to beat James Cameron? Everybody got to come back. Evans got to come back. All the Spider-Men got to come back. You got to bring everybody back. One last ride, man.
Get fat ass Dave Bautista back in shape.
Yeah, look, everybody comes
as if he's out of shape, right? As if he's out of shape, as my schlubby ass.
Yeah, look at Dave Bautista. What an asshole! Like, yeah, power bomb your ass through 4 tables. But yeah, no, you just got to bring everybody back. That's how you beat James Cameron. But look, I like the healthy competition, right? Like, we don't need to denigrate James Cameron. That's good. Just like, make a run for it. But don't cheat. Don't re-release it in China just on an afternoon type of shit. That's fucked up. That's not winning, yo. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. I'm not a fan of that. Don't cheat. Yeah, win fairly. Just win fairly. All right. Avatar, Way of the Water. That is a thing that's going to happen. All right, that is it for us. Any parting words?
No, I'm really tired. Good night, everybody.
Peace.